Welcome to the Den of Tools.
Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the old Den of Tools. And today we're talking about, of all things, e-bikes. Now, I realize it may seem kind of weird to be talking about e-bikes on a tool channel like this, but I've got some reasons here I'm going to tell you about them. Now, Turboant was nice enough to send us this version. This is their Ranger R1. It's their budget e-bike. And we're going to put it through the paces. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to have my daughter do it because it's not really a larger bear kind of bike. The thin tires and the seat on that, it's not really made for somebody like this. Also, I really messed up my knee earlier this summer. I thought it was just a casual kind of sprain, and I've been gimping around all summer. It's terrible. So no bike riding for me. So we put her on this, and we did some hill climb testing. We did some speed testing. And we're just kind of an overview of the bike. So let's take a look at some of those videos and you can see how it performs. All right, first up, we're going to do the hill climb. We're on Goat Mountain here. We got a 0.3 mile climb. This is going to change elevation. I think it's like 82 feet, something like that. And sorry about the camera angle. The camera slipped on the clamp.
I hit like 5. I checked, it's really up high. I think, the seat is raised.
Don't worry about her. She bounces. No, she was fine. She just kind of leaned over. The seat was adjusted too high. Anyway, this is my perspective on her coming up the hill. So you got it from first person perspective, and now you get it to see in relative speed. You know, it's cruising along. It's not zooming. It's not car speed or anything like that. But for around town, especially in neighborhoods and such, it's perfectly fine. Now we're going to do our speed test here and see what we can do on a flat straightaway here. All right, keep going. Try and go as fast as you can. No pedals. All right. She's off to a good start. That's right at 20 now. It should have a limiter. It's going to stop you from going faster than 20. This is due to e-bike regulations. Throttle alone on an e-bike, according to federal law, should only allow you to go to 20 miles an hour. If you use the pedal assist, it should allow you to go up to 28 miles an hour. She's not using the pedal assist because, as she said, and I quote, "I'm never pedaling again." We'll see about that. Well, there you go. She had lots of fun with this thing. This is her daily driver now. She's got a kind of a part-time gig in town. She goes down with the local shopkeeper and helps out with some stuff. And she rides this in and out to town every day and absolutely loves it. We live at the top of a fairly steep hill, steeper than the hill, not as long, but steeper than the hill that you saw there in the video. And she has no problem. She says she cruises right up it. She even has to slow down because she gets going so fast on there. Now, that said, this is a classic city style bike. Thin tires, you got the fenders on it. It's a 7-speed. So if you want to pedal, you've got the gears to assist. If you don't, you got the half twist throttle. It uses a Shimano derailleur system. You get a 7-gear in the back. You got the standard Shimano derailleur up front. This is not high-end stuff. Shimano, though, is a well-known company. They've been around for years and years doing the bike parts and stuff like that. There you can see the half twist throttle there. You can see the motor engage button. And then also, that is actually a bell, the little round black thing over there with the thumb piece on it. That apparently some e-bikes or some states require that you have a bell on your bike. It uses a Tektro 7-inch disc brakes. Disc brakes on a bike just blow me away. I think that's fantastic. And you want these larger sizes, 7-inch. Maybe you could use bigger discs on this. These are not super high end, but they're decent brakes. It uses a standard gooseneck. It has like the standard mountain bike kind of handlebars, but this is in no way a mountain bike. This is a street bike. You don't have the fat tires like you see on a lot of e-bikes. Reason being is you see it more in e-bikes because fat tires are softer tires. It makes it harder to pedal. It does. Just like if you air down your tires on your car, it's going to reduce your mileage. Well, Well, on an e-bike, you got that battery and that motor, so it doesn't really matter. But if you want the longest range, you're going to want the thin, harder tires for that sort of thing. Now, this comes with a 500 watt brushless motor, 48 volt, 13 amp hour battery, and 48 volt, 2 amp charger. It's got a controller, 48 volt, 17 amp charger, and the range 30 to 60 miles at 56 to 97 kilometers. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of these companies overclaim on stuff like this. We all know about Harbor Freight and their claims on some of their tools and some of the other tool companies as well. But these guys, I think they're being pretty, they might be a little high, but not by much. In fact, there's another video I'm going to try and link to down below where he took it on a track, flat out, tested it, and he got, I believe, 55, 56 kilometers out of it. So he was right at it, and that was at full speed. That wasn't pedaling at all. That wasn't going at moderate speed. That was at top speed. And if you can do that, that makes this a pretty decent commuter option. Now, there's the brushless motor in the back. It's built into the hub. That's the nice thing about this bike is it doesn't scream e-bike. When a lot of e-bikes can be big targets for being stolen. So not screaming e-bike is a good thing, especially when you take the battery on and off. Now, there is a lock on the battery, a physical lock. There's keys that allow you to take the battery on and off. You can charge it on or off the bike, so it doesn't matter where the battery is, but that gives you a little bit more peace of mind. All right, and this is the controller for the whole system here. You got 3 riding modes: pedal only, pedaling with power assist, or throttle only. Now, of course, pedal only, you're using the gears. That's why it's got the 7-speed. That's higher end for your base level bikes, but we're going to talk about that more later. Pedaling with power assist, it has 3 levels of power assist: low, medium, high. Shows you your power level of your battery right there. And then throttle only will only go up to 20 miles an hour. It'll do 28 with pedal assist. We're going to talk about the e-bike regulations in a little bit and talk about why they do that. Also, I should mention they do fast shipping inside the entire continental U.S. I don't know about Alaska and Hawaii. Anyway, I want to talk about this real quick. This is why I think maybe I got contacted by all these e-bike companies. I've had lots of e-bike companies contact me, and I've turned down all of them. This was the first company that looked like they had a decent product I was willing to take a look at and talk about. This is called a City Coco. I used to do a side business importing these and selling them in Las Vegas. There's no pedals on them, but at the time they were regulated as an e-bike. They're half horsepower. Same as running a 49cc gas engine. And then just so you show you here, these are not little bikes, all right? So we did a lot of stuff with the batteries with these and with the bikes, importing them and selling them. So, I think maybe that's why they reached out to me. Now, I do want to say this bike comes 90% assembled, and it's super easy. The only thing not assembled is the front tire isn't on it, the fender's not on it, the light's not on it, the pedals, and the handlebars. So all the really hard stuff, which is everything back of there, is already assembled. You just bolt the handlebars on, adjust them to where you want. You screw the pedals on. That's super easy. Put the front tire on with the quick release cable and attach to the fender. And it comes with a toolkit. I used the toolkit for all of this, and I didn't have a single problem with it. Now, real quick, I want to show you their website here. This is, one of the reasons why I agreed to talk to them. They don't look to be at least some fly-by-night company. I did some research. They've been making stuff for a while. Mostly, I think they got started with the scooters. They're really well known for the scooters, and then they got into the e-bikes. They have 4 e-bikes. They don't try to be too crazy with it. They got the Thunder T1, which is the top-of-the-line fat tire traditional e-bike. Then they got the Nebula N1, which is essentially the same thing, but the battery is built into the frame, so it can't be removed if you like that sort of thing. They got the Swift S1, which is their folding fat tire e-bike, and then the Ranger 1 here, which is their city e-bike. And as I said, this is definitely a commuter bike. It's got the thin tires rather than the fat tires. It's going to get you more range. It's not going to give you the most comfortable ride. All right. So, be aware of that. But if you're just looking for a commuter bike that's going to get the most mileage that you can also ride as a regular bike, I don't see why you wouldn't go with something like this. Now, I'm not here to say that this is the best e-bike that's out there. I've looked at lots of them. There's a lot of great choices out there, and it's really going to be up to what you need. Now, I will say at $1,300, let's call it what it is, it's at the higher end of what I consider a budget e-bike. Budget e-bikes to me, based on the market, are between $1,000 and like $1,400. And then the mid-level starts at like $1,500, goes up to $2,500, and the higher end stuff is above that. Now, most budget bikes you see at $1,000 are going to look at first glance very similar to this. You're going to see some differences though. Like you may not get as big a battery on it, but most of them are going to be like that. The one key difference I saw is most budget e-bikes are A, not going to have a fender, not a big deal there, but B, they're going to have a single speed. You're stuck at that speed. Now the argument can be made, well, it's an e-bike, so if I want extra power, I just turn the throttle, right? And you can totally do that. But if you also want to ride it like a traditional bike, you want to get a workout or something, having that 7 speeds makes this a real bike. You could take the battery off of this and use it like a real bike all day long and not have a problem with it. It's for an e-bike, it's super light with the battery and everything. I think it's 50 pounds. I was able to easily lift this up, put it in the back of my pickup truck. There's not a problem getting it in and out. Now I want to talk about the regulations that we talked about before. That is, there's 3 classes. This is federal regulations, not state. The way it's written is, if there's no state regulation, this is the default. If there are city or state regulations, they can supersede these. Basically, there's 3 classes. Class 1 they can do 20 miles an hour. It has a motor. It does not have a throttle. It says right here, it says throttle comes standard. No, in fact, it's not allowed to have a throttle. Class 2, 20 miles an hour, equipped with motor, has a throttle. Class 3 is 28 miles an hour, equipped with motor, no throttle. The difference between Class 1 and Class 3 is the speed. Class 1 maxes out 20, Class 3 gets you to 28 when pedaling. Now, this bike is kind of a Class 2-3 combo, and you'll find a lot of e-bikes doing this. I don't know how they get away with it. Maybe somebody apparently is allowing them to do it. So what you get is the throttle will take you up to 20, but it won't do anything more than that. So if you want to get to 28, you got to get the feeties engaged there on that one. Now, as far as states that have regulations, the states in gray don't have any. There's only a handful of states there. Was Alaska, North Dakota, Missouri, New Mexico, Alabama, Massachusetts, and a bunch of the provinces kind of stuff. And then as far as the ones that do use the 3-level definition, those are in yellow. Green has their own definition of an e-bike, so you're going to have to check with them. And as always, check your local laws to make sure you're staying in compliance and whatnot. Anyway, that's what the Bear has for you today. I don't know. Maybe we'll cover more e-bike stuff on this. I'm a big fan of alternative transportation. Yes, I've got the huge diesel, as you've all seen. I got the big Ram 3500, and somebody was just trying to give me grief about, you're destroying the environment and all that. Yeah, but you know what? I've also owned EV vehicles. I had a Sonata hybrid, and I've imported, the scooter e-bike things, and I'm a big fan of electric. You hear me talk about gas is dead and battery powered tools and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's kind of a hobby and kind of the way I see things going. And these last mile methods of commuting, the whole move towards e-bikes and stuff for getting around town kind of stuff, it's nice. It's quiet. They're fun to ride. They're lots of fun. I'm going to probably have to get one for myself so I can go riding with the little girl. Maybe we can get the whole family on them. The youngest, he's got his bike. He's out riding with her. They come back and he's in a dead sweat and she's like fresh as a daisy. It's not quite fair. I'm going to have to take her battery away on some days. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you want to see more e-bike stuff on the channel? Do you want, we could talk about it. It's battery related, right? Yeah, we can justify this. Anyway, while you're down there, let me know what you think. Don't forget to chomp the old like button, smash the subscribe, and ring that bell on your way out. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on.